It's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance. Do your dance.
Hello. Welcome to your Centurion podcast. If you actually listened to what we talked about before we started recording, you would know that we are a little crazy and that we do like to jam. Someday maybe you can see us do that. Anyway, we had another great week. We have a few students that we would like to recognize in a little bit. And we do appreciate all of you parents helping out. We know as parents and teachers, we're still learning how to do this every day. We don't even have everything down. So the students that we would like to recognize are students that have completed everything last week. That's including ELA, science, math, social studies, as well as participated in our morning meetings, whether it was Titan Time or another class. And then we have our app that we've talked about before, Flipgrid, where we ask a question every week and students are supposed to respond. So these 10 students have done all of that last week and they're still continuing to be great. So we're gonna mention their names. Miss Ferguson?
Eden and Judah, good job.
Yay.
Shout out to Adriana and Ava S.
Shout out to Brady and Bella R. Good job, guys.
Way to go, Talia and Jocelyn. Way to get things done.
And last we have Brenna and Jake D. Way to go.
We appreciate your enthusiasm. And most of you know who these students are. It's not necessarily easy to take that much time to do it, but it's only a minute and we would like to see you continue to participate. Mrs. Mullins kind of helped put together a schedule, and I've heard from a lot of parents and students, they really like that. It gives you a day to know when to do your homework. You kind of have a break, you're not rushing at the same time. You can work ahead, and this is only a suggested schedule, but from what we've heard, it's going great. Don't forget that the elective teachers also have office hours. So if you want to pop into FCS or band, you're able to do that too. I'm just going to say one more thing, that don't forget, when you do homework from my subject specifically, at least you can type your answers in an email. You can type them on a Word document and upload it and send it to me, or even take a picture. You don't even have to print out the piece of paper if you don't want to waste ink. Just do it all. But the only way that I know that it's done is for you to email me. All right. Mrs. Sis?
Yeah, hey guys, on Flipgrid, we've got a few responses this week. Let's make that a lot more. We're excited to see your acts of kindness, so make sure that you're responding to that. And to piggyback off of what Mrs. Hunt said, make sure you're sending us a picture of your work or something so we know you're actually doing it. I know I've gotten several from ELA so far this week, the last couple of days, so that's awesome. But the rest of you, make sure you're getting on that.
Sounds great.
Even if you're doing packets, we need to see the work that you're doing in the packet. So please take a picture and send it to us. Send it to our email. Thank you.
Awesome.
Get outside and enjoy. Sorry.
Yeah, Mrs. Richards, you're exactly right. And that kind of actually segues into some of our science stuff. We have a Flipgrid for science too this week, specifically because the weather is nice. Rocks are cool. Rocks rock. Go for a rock walk because rock walk rocks.
Whoa.
Some of you are probably wondering why I'm wearing a hat. You probably haven't seen me in a hat very often. I've got a quick funny story for you. My wife, Mrs. Nutsch, formerly Mrs. Anderson, who many of you know, cut my hair this weekend. It went really well until that happened. So we just cut it all off. So I'm a lot faster now. Also, the Nearpod. Make sure that you're doing it, guys. I've got some single-digit participation numbers right now. 8% participation or 9% participation. That tells me that you're just skipping stuff. Like we said in our science vodcast last week, if you don't know for real, put I don't know or I need help. Because then the report that I get, I can see that and I can reach out to you and help you out with that. And then the last thing I want to talk about, guys, is your siblings. I know a lot of you are at home with siblings, taking care of your siblings. Mom and dad, maybe you're still at work, or you have multiple siblings at home that are younger. Like I said, my wife's a first grade teacher. Some of you are actually, Adriana's little sister is in my wife's class. Help those little siblings out, okay? They're not maybe as used to using technology like you guys are. You've already learned things that they're learning. So help them out, be a good mentor. And that would be a really, really good way for you to create the Flipgrid video that Mrs. Sis was talking about. That would be a great random act of kindness for a sibling, all right? So help them out, be a good older brother or sister.
Great.
Cool. And then mine is just kind of a recap from last week. You guys are doing great about either working on your Khan Academy or assignments or turning in worksheets. So just make sure you're choosing one or the other. You do not have to do both unless you really want to. I do have some superstars that have been doing both, and actually most of those students were already listed in the 10 names that we already shared. So just continue to do that. If you choose to do the worksheets, make sure you're sending them to my email so I can check you off.
Mrs. Ferguson, do you have anything to add to this wonderful group?
Just keep working, guys. And I know that it looks like a lot. Just take a little each day, and everybody wants to see you. So give us something. We miss your faces.
Yes. All right, we're going to keep it short, sweet. And when we hang up with you, we're probably going to go back to our crazy podcast so that, you know, it's going to be probably a little filtered, but in a good way. All right, so everybody have a happy rest of the week. As Mr. Nutsch said and as Mrs. Richards said, get outside, have some fun, enjoy it. Look at these guys. Okay, everybody, bye.
Bye.